Do 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 do. La 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 la. La 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 la. La. Blah. Duh. Okay. All right. That's my warm up for everyone here today. And then we go alley, 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 alley. Hi. I bet you all thought your friendly neighborhood Heyoka was gone, didn't you? We didn't even know you were gone. What the hell are you talking about? Who are you? Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Hi. I'm just waiting for some more people coming in. I was supposed to also stream on frickin' Instagram, but those ableish motherfuckers were like, you need 1,000 people to be subscribed to your wee ass little channel, and I'm like about 950 off. So that blows big, fat, nasty schnitzels. Yeah, I wanted to just try to do like this crazy kind of cool multi-stream thing. Well, principally because you can actually multi-stream on the little thing that I'm using right here. This little bad boy, this little thing right here. Bam. You can multi-stream on that, but I forgot all my passwords and stuff, so didn't know how to log into like you need to access it through a desktop and everything. And I forgot. I don't know what all my stuff is because it's been like craziness coming in. So, hello, Vader JS. Stuckert. Anan Gonzalez. Ananana Gonzalez. Hello, everyone. Coming in beautiful. We got people. And allow me to check my lovely sound with my lovely person. The lovely Miss Fiancer. How does it sound? How are we sounding? Boop 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 boop. Scuba da deep, bye bye. Got a new microphone. This one should be, it's a little more high than the one I had before. I love my old little microphone, but this one should be like, it should sound just a little crisper, a little more full, actually capture the majesty that is my voice. That I stole from Ariel, that I stole from Ursula the Sea Witch. So that was awesome. Anyways, yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. Blessings to you, blessings to you too. Blessings to you too. I bless you too. I bless you to the best of my blessing ability. Thank you so much. All right, so we got some streamings coming in. I love that. Give it a few more minutes to see all those magnitudums of people coming in. Just gargantuan amounts of people. What if everybody was like, "Hey, I hope he's on, like he's gonna go to Instagram." If some random people were like, "Hey, he's gonna do this on Instagram," and nope, I did not know that I needed. It wasn't that way before for Instagram Live. They used to let you stream no matter. They used to let you go live no matter what your how many people are subscribed to you. Ableist mother truckers. It's not fair. How are you supposed to grow your audience if you won't let us do the things, especially when we're teeny tiny? I'm tiny. My channel's tiny. Look at that. Can you even see? Let me reach into the... Look at that. 96 subscribers. I think I have like 190 subscribers on Instagram. I don't got very many followers. So we're doing this. Bobbity. So how is everyone doing? Is everyone okay? Does anybody need a therapy session before we get crazy with today's topics? Which I bet you're curious about. You're like, what is this thing that he's talking? With my Lithuanian whiskey. And I will always wait for more chatters to come into the thing and then do the thing. Because who doesn't want a lovely audience? I know I do. Today's topic, why do I miss my family so much? Let's start off on a downer. No, it's good. It's good to miss family. Now, is family blood? These are the good questions. Does family have to be blood? Can family be a multitude of things? I think so. I actually heard that quote is it's not misquoted, it's just incomplete. It's like misattributed. It's like blood is thicker than water, but the water from the womb is thicker than chorizo or something like that. Something. I don't know what that means. Damn, if your blood is thicker than chorizo, I imagine that's instant death. If you have like real thick chorizo and you can't regulate yourself on thing, that's hard. Says topic of mitzvah, but I heard that we're all, family right now is together. Big old thing. Of course, Stuker says, chorizo. Anna Gonzalez 7714 says, great, I'm on vacation. Heck yeah. I'm gonna celebrate Prapper. All right, I think, but yeah, no, I do think that, I do believe that family is whoever has that kind of connection to your heart. Family is forever, Family's bigger. Family's made of energy. It's more natural. It's more organic. I've been rewatching Reservation Dogs, and that's the show is amazing. I watched that show all the live long day. It's more organic. Family's made of energy. Not that sugar bullshit. Happy birthday, soon. There's gonna be some birthdays soon. Happy hoo-hoo. What if y'all were at a restaurant, right, and you're just trying to enjoy yourselves, and some dude just comes up, all like, he has like the tuxedo on, but he's like sweaty and greasy, starts gyrating in front of you, like his hips are just like right here. He's just like, happy birthday to you. I would love to see what like mom and sister would do. Happy, yes, happy, ooh, happy birthday. Ooh, you like that? Nachos are always a good thing. Nachos for birthdays, always good to do. I do love me a good set of nachos. But the thing about nachos is you has to have, you can't, nachos are not the things that like, nachos don't keep very well. I've never, I don't know, and some of the best nachos I've ever had, usually the better they are, the less they keep. Because, guacamole goes brown, chips get soggy. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy how that goes. All right, so. Says, come back to the NW. You come back to the SoCal. Shit. We got snow and trees. Actually, y'all have way more trees than we do. We got desert number of trees. All right, so we are going to get started here, my friends. Anybody is free to jump in anytime. If you weren't here to hear that, you weren't here to hear that. I don't know what to do about that. So, here we go. And our topics for today that you might have been questioning yourself about when you saw the thumbnail on my video are as such. I don't know if you can read these. I hope so. Put those right there, nice in the middle. I hope you can see those. It's just kind of right there. It's a little bit elongated. Just put it a little shorter right there because maybe, yeah. No, that's good. No, it looks nice. That looks nice. That looks nice right there. Yeah, right there. Right there. Right there. All right, so since I've been seeing a lot of gangster shit, that's what I'm gonna do every time I say today's freaking motherfucking topics. And we have potent potables, which I actually just found out because that's a joke stolen straight from SNL's Jeopardy, SNL Celebrity Jeopardy. I didn't know what a potent potable was. I don't know why I thought a potent potable was like I don't know. I thought it had something to do with literature. Potent potables. Nope, they're drinks that are good to drink, safe to drink. Anyway, and then we have our next topic is Pedrito Pascal and gay and who gives a schnit. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Next topic is Predator Badlands, aka Screw Cultural Norms. Essentially I would say a review, but also like a little bit of a headsy, like, just something fun to kind of discuss around one of my favorite franchises since I was a little kid. Probably shouldn't have been able to watch Predator as a little kid, but I did. I had very irresponsible parents, which is okay, because maybe the person I am today, clearly I'm motherfucking normal. Next topic is America tops its models, because apparently all those ladies got screwed. Like a lot of them. A lot of people got screwed. Next is Sheepy Hulkin and Twerkin. A little bit of things because myself and my fiance, we actually did a little investigating into like these properties that people for whatever reason were like hating on. And we saw the Marvels and we saw She-Hulk. And spoilers, we were pleasantly and also just relieved and surprised. Next we have Oscars and the hot diggity dogs. The Oscars. Oh boy. There's apparently some stuff going around about all that. Next we have the Strangest of Things season final. Should have been finale, but nope. I like Strangest of Things season final. Season 5? No. Season final. Listen. You have to listen, Linda. Listen. All right. So this is actually audience choice. If we have a consensus or if we have like a majority rule, we can choose that topic. Binga 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 bonga binga binga bing. Binga bonga boom. Did I miss one? I hope I didn't miss one. Let's see. Let me just check because, I am live. Nope, I got everything. Looks good. Looks good. Hey, look, it's me. Wearing a different jacket. I'm wearing this jacket. Hey, it's my outfit. Look at that. Look at that. I'm in the future. In the mother effing future. Let's see how this goes. Videos. Let's go to home. Ask me live. We're in the metaverse, verse. All right, so Stukert, she puts in for Stranger Danger Things. Anybody else agree? Anybody out there in TV land agree? Stranger. Of course, freaking Steph would go for freaking Vader JS612 would go potent potables. You want to hear about drinks? That's basically what potent potables is. We can talk about, like, it's basically anything that, like a water soluble, any type of solution that's good to drink. Although I did see, according to the Google search, according to the Google search and AI modules used in Google now, a potent potable actually acts as a categorization of good alcoholic drinks, such as cocktails, mocktails, any type of wine, and other things. So now we have 2. So since apparently we have 3 viewers, I think Ana Gonzalez 774, Mama, you will be the tiebreaker. Unless somebody else throws in a hat. Maybe Barbosa's listening. Maybe Suki and Coda. Danger. Hulk and stuff. We got 3 different topics coming in. Oh man, I didn't think my thing would breed conflict. Oh, crazy. All right, let's see how this goes. Let's see how civilized people on the internet handle conflict. That never goes wrong. drinks. You know, my friend, family, my loved ones, I love you all, but the Potent Potables wasn't necessarily serious. But if you want me to talk about drinks, I can talk about drinks for a little bit. Considering I have my Oregonian, or this. Oh my God, it's got lipstick. Ew, that's gross. See, the straw has been cheating on its white straw with me. Can't you tell? It's got lipstick on it. You little whore. So, unfortunately, lovely Stuckert, you were outvoted for Potent Potables. Random. Now, this seems like something that I'm not sure about because I'm not a very big drinker. Like, really, I'm not. I've never been that big of a drinker, honestly. Like, there's been times in my life where either I was down on something, or if we were kind of going just a little crazy, maybe during college or something. But I've only drank, drinked. I've only drunk to like excess. Maybe twice. Maybe. Yeah, maybe twice. Maybe twice. I think so. Which just sounds like something somebody who has a real alcohol problem would actually say. Like, I only remember kind of getting sick from drinking twice, because the other 782 times I passed out and I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, like, if we're talking about an alcoholic beverage, I've been known to enjoy a beautiful wine, just like Mr. Hannibal Lecter. How he always do the thing where how Hannibal, not so much Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal, but Mads Mikkelsen's Hannibal. He'll have a glass of wine, then he always smells it. He always does the thing, then he drinks. I do that now because I'm like, that's so fucking cool. Yeah. Oh, but I do love me a really good margarita. A margarita is one of the best drinks, I swear. But it goes straight to my thighs, and by thighs I mean my big old fat gut. So Veda JS612, Big Sister says, try walking through the desert to work drunk and pulling your full shift. Why and when did that happen? You need to put an explanation in there and do that business. What happened where you went in drunk? You go in drunk during the shift. Hopefully they didn't know you were drunk. What I know of my sister, at least my youngest older sister, is you hold your alcohol pretty well. So maybe that's good. Maybe that's good. That's good. Ana Gonzalez 7714, Mama says once upon a time her favorite drink was a Long Island iced tea. Woo! Oh man, no sensibility with my mom. I love that. That is fantastic. The drink that is made to kick you in your metaphorical oomph. That was Mama's favorite. Which I'm actually surprised for you, Mama. Because like, unless a Long Island iced tea is made just right, it's not an appetizing drink. My lovely fiancé, you are a bartender. Please answer me that, riddle me that, and say that, like, yeah, Long Island iced tea has to have like the perfect, you have all the ratios right, and then you get that splash of the soda to actually really kind of make it taste like a soda, right? And that's why they're so dangerous. But man, that's crazy. That's hilarious. I love that for my mom. See, even Stucker said, dang, Mama hardcore. Pina coladas. I do love a good pina colada. I will say the first time I had one, though, I was disappointed. You know why? Because a pina colada looks like a lot like a vanilla shake. And it did not taste anything like a vanilla shake. It tasted like a pina colada, which I'm mad about. Supposed to, if you look like a vanilla shake, you're supposed to taste like a vanilla shake. But no, that's, a pina colada is pretty good. Whipped cream, you get that the good ratio. You get like a good pina colada made with rum. What's it made with? I don't know what it's made with. I've never been a bartender. I've only tended bar. I tend to go to the bar and drink my sorrows away. Drink my sorrows away. Hey, bartender. I just wish she would just like tell me what's going on. Like, I try everything I can to make her happy, but she doesn't seem to appreciate it. I don't know, man. Maybe I tell my boss, like, you know what? No, I'm taking my 2 weeks off. I don't care about the presentation. Shareholders, they don't even care about what we do. They've never cared about what we do. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go smoke this weed. Your limit was 2. My mom said her limit was 2. Where some 1 is enough to murder a person. My mom's over here with her limits like, no, 2 is, I'm done. I'm absolutely satisfied with 2. The person who drank it before no longer has the face. That's how drunk they are. That's hilarious. That's beautiful, Mom. Lemon drops. I know that my lovely fiancé is absolutely keen to lemon drops. Yes, made with light rum. And you know, a lemon drop is pretty good. I have I have indeed you know, sampled a little bit of the lemon drop, and yes, made just right. It tastes like candy. I had lemon drops and candy hair. Who lit myself in? Who put gum in my hair? Good lemon drop, yeah. Explanation: hanging out with friends, lost track of time, had to go to work, and nobody knew I was drunk. I mean, hey, and sometimes, especially with, you know, we all been with those jobs. I find it hard to believe that any sensible person with like jobs, a job that you don't really care about, not a career, not something that you really love, not something that you care about, a job where you're just doing whatever just so you can get some money. I imagine anybody who's done that has absolutely just gone into a job and was like, I had a drink and I had some, maybe smoked a little something, did a little something, I'm gonna do my shift. Not trying to kill nobody, not trying to do, but I'm just trying to make this bearable because, damn, this job can suck. It sucks open booty. Lemon drops. But yeah. Because of Scrubs, I have been known to partake in a lovely Bahama Mama. I do love the Bahama Mama. It was an Arco, so I don't really care. I mean, hey, alcohol is a type of gas, right? Arco, alcohol, gas, flammable liquid. Hey, what can go wrong is what I'm saying. What can absolutely all go wrong? But also for drinks of just the kind, like now, you know, myself and the family, you know, we can sometimes go ham on a beautiful Diet Coke. But, you know, I've been actually really, you know, enjoying the water, but also kind of, I've been getting the nice teas, and I'll mix in a little bit of like different teas with like a sensible green or black tea, and then mixed in like a blackberry tea or a ginseng tea with a little bit of honey. You know, Arizona, man, Arizona for the win. Shout out to Arizona Tea. They don't mess around. When you get chips in a bag that big, sometimes you get a bag that big and you're only filled up right here. That's where the chips start. Okay, and then, right? Arizona, you get a bottle that's big, they fill up the tea to right here. So when you open it, it spills, but it's all there. Arizona for the win. A tequila sunrise. Right. You know, I can't remember the last time I had a tequila sunrise. Huh. And if I did have a tequila sunrise, I probably didn't even know it was a tequila sunrise. Somebody was probably just like, hey, you want to try this? And I was like, yeah, sure. Stuker says, couldn't go to my current job drunk. Well, I mean, you could. Probably not responsible to do that, but you could. It's possible. You a grown-ass woman. You's a grown-ass woman. You could do whatever you want. Vader JS612 says, fountain ice cold Coca-Cola with salted peanuts? So good. Oh, just like a cold Coca-Cola with peanuts. Yeah. I imagine that's pretty good. That's like, you know, what were we talking about the other day? Oh, we'd gotten some fast food, right? Because it was in the middle of a shift. Lovely fiance brought me some dinner, and it was just from a local burger shack. It kind of is like a little continental burger shack. They got burgers and like sandwiches and stuff like that. But I brought a burger, and I was just commenting on like, there's nothing quite like, you know, you have like a good burger, right? You take a bite of the burger, get some fries, dip it in a nice ketchup, right? And the fries got to be just the right amount of crispy, and then as you have that little burger bite in your mouth, you take a bite of the fry, you chew, you savor, you take your time. But then as you're about to ingest that last little kind of bit of the food, you take a nice cold drink of a soda. It's one of the best feelings in the world. That is America. That is why obesity exists in America. Because we can't just do that once. There was a time I could absolutely go ham on like 4 burgers and 5 sets of fries and like a Dr. Pepper or a root beer, something like that. America. We don't have food of our own, apparently. We stole that. We stole it from a bunch of other cultures. Because indigenous Americans, you know, they probably just had like, they were basic. You know, they got what they did, depending on what region, certain types of agriculture and corn. And you had like buffalo. You had a lot of venison, stuff like that. And it probably wasn't anything too crazy. Nothing Francois, just practical. Vader just says, I'd love to have a drinking teacher. Nothing better than a crispy Diet Coke, jalapenos, and a cold lemonade. Jalapeno, just jalapenos, Mama? Interesting. I didn't think you liked the spicy, from what I remember. Fresh McDonald's fries dipped in a shake, yum. Jalapeno chips. Oh, okay, jalapeno chips. Lemonade, you know, lemonade reminds me of my grandma Yaya, because she'd always get the big Country Time lemonades at one point. Always good to have a little bit of lemonade. All right, I think that goes good for our discussion about drinks. So now, we have quite unexpectedly talked about potent potables. Hubba! So the topic is out. We are moving on. We are going to another place. We're going to a place that's different. For some reason, it's different. So, as I said before, we got Strangest of All the Things, Oscars and the Hot Diggity Dogs, She Be Hulkin' and Twerkin', America Tops Its Models, Predator Badlands, aka Screw Cultural Norms, and Pedrito Pascal and Gay and Who Gives a Shit. Choose wisely, or you might not be able to return on your decision. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Dip dip do. I do love a good jalapeno chip though. Let's just be real. It's actually probably one of my new favorite chips to have with a sandwich. Shout out to Joyzy Mikes. Love me some Joyzy Mikes. They make a good sandwich. I have no idea if this is actually Jersey or New York. I know that would get my ass beat in either of those places if I didn't have a Joyzy. Because then sometimes I'm like, yeah, Jersey, packed car. I was like, that's not Jersey, that's Boston. From Boston. So what do we have, my friends? Choose your next topic wisely. Looks like we have a fourth viewer. We got a person on here. Say hello. I would love to know what you're doing here. I would love to converse with you. This stream is a sort of is a choose your own adventure, so to speak. So yes. Stickball sandwich is bomb. Stickball. Is that a place? Is that a place? Stickball sandwiches? I already love it for the name. That's great. What's the model scandal? Okay, so it sounds like VedaJS612 / Big Sister, probably Big Brother, are asking about America tops its models. Is that a good topic for you, my beautiful, beautiful guest? Oh, it's a type of Jersey Mike sandwich. I usually get the chicken bacon club, but all right, stickball sandwich. I'll go look for that next time. Is everyone grilled to the beautiful of America tops its models? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Ooh, whoa, whoa. That's the wrong intro music. That was the music to American Idol. Ooh, whoa, whoa. Ha 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 ha. I don't know the thing for America Next Top Model. Is everybody in agreement? If the new viewer is a bot, at least if you're a bot, say something. Be like, meet mop. And be like, do you want to purchase a car through Carfax? Here's email to reach us at. Stuka says it goes, wanna be on top. Oh, I could put those words to any kind of melody. Wanna be on top. Wanna be on top. Or wanna be on top. That's the Les Miserables of America's Next Top Model. I want to be on top. Which, Les Miserables, America's Next Top Model, The Miserables, America's Next Top Model, can't be a coincidence. So, okay, it looks like we have our next topic, which is America's Next Tops Its Models. Where'd you go? Bam! So, if you all want to watch an interesting documentary on Netflix, go ahead and see the reality check, America's Next Top Model. And I tell you what, I wanted to bring this up because what an interesting sort of thing this was, because I never really watched the show. I knew nothing of something. My fiancé was the one that was like filling me in about all the different kind of storylines that happened and everything. But apparently this show was just 2 lanes next to evil. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that a show about weird American-made Western beauty standards and all kinds of things, hosted by like a slice of evil baloney named Tyra Banks, would be like, controversial and messed up? I would have never known. But yeah, definitely you get your money's worth and you get some interesting insight into the goings-ons of this show. So if you ever want something interesting to kind of go on about, yeah, this was it. And it was, oh boy, it was weird. Because apparently, if I remember correctly, once again, my lovely fiance, any type of fact checking is cool, but just what I remember, because it's like I think it's 3 episodes and each of them are like an hour long, something like that. Nobody really got, like, they got noticed, but from the actual show itself, apparently not too many people first off found work after they left. So that's weird. That is weird, isn't it? And also, they did some nefarious things, like these challenges that they were doing. Gotta like to hand it to reality TV. How do we make this better? Last time we set our people on fire. How can we top this? How can we top this for a reality TV? Why don't we set them on fire while throwing them off a cliff and making their families watch? Yes, print it. Yep. Stuger said no one would hire them. Yep. Apparently it was almost like a big old scam, and the top modeling agencies didn't want to like collab with people who had been on the show because, you know, I guess it was my estimation. This is not fact. This is just what I can probably try to gather. Is if anybody, you know, caught wind of the behind the scenes goings-ons of what was going on in the show, like, why would they want to work with somebody who was coming from such a toxic place? I wouldn't. I'd be real hesitant to do that. Yeah, it was weird. Like, you know, these weird beauty standards coming in. Like you had women who were coming in, and I don't know if y'all know this. I think the show aired in the early 2000s, maybe the 2010s, right? Something like that. And we're coming off of the time in American pop culture where like the Victoria's Secret, like, what did you call it? My lovely fiance, you call it like the cracked out body or something like that. The meth body. I don't remember what it was called. But like the standard, y'all remember like the Victoria's Secret, like the thinner you were, it meant you were beautiful. Like thin, like we're talking 4% body fat. Heroin chic, that's what it's called. That's great. I want my standard to be one of the most, to be namesaked after one of the most addictive drugs on the planet. I'm going for like a meth visage. That's my silhouette. A meth visage. But you know, so anytime a woman who I guess would come in who was like buxom, working with lovelies on the chesties and on the booties, and they were, let me make it clear, they were still very, very thin. But they just happened to have more upstairs and downstairs. Oh, you had a weird people being like, well, they might be too fat. They're just too fat. They should eat nothing but air and broccoli. And even then, go light on the broccoli and even lighter on the air. There was this whole weird thing about a woman. Again, all these ladies, lovely ladies, gorgeous ladies, right? One of them had like a gap in her tooth. And they had a whole thing of like, how much are you willing to sacrifice for America's Natomalo? And like, she had to go into the dentistry and like, see what they can do for it. And they recorded it. So she got rid of her gap, like a whole reconstruction on her face. Did she need it? Nope. She was gorgeous. She did it. And she actually kind of had like, from what I remember, she had like a bit of an identity like crisis. Like it was me. Weird. Then they had like these weird ass, they had some bullshit with like some of the challenges that we do. Like they each got to swap races and make themselves basically give each other brown face, yellow face, red face. all kinds, because we're going to swap ethnicities and do a photo shoot that way. And you really got to sell the ethnicity, don't you? I don't know what producer was on Heroin Chic that day to be like, we should do like an ethnic thing, but they messed up. It was weird. Oh, also, like, you know, we're talking about sexual misconduct by one of the models was doing like they were doing a shoot, and one of the male models was like being a little too handsy, and when she tried to complain or tried to let them know, like, hey, please don't do that, she was ignored. And you know, everybody does the nice little woman thing where like she's just overreacting. Clearly, guys, like, she's overreacting. That's what women do, right? Nah. Should have been in the contract for each of these women to hire their own personal, really, really ass-kicking bodyguard. And if you got to her and she gave the signal, like, freaking a giant, awesome Russian man named like Ivanikov would come in there and just like grab you by your neck and throw you across to the room. Ana Gonzalez 7714 says, so sad. Yeah, it was sad. And it was actually quite infuriating to watch this thing. Big Sister says Janice Dickinson was the worst when it came to healthy models. She was a witch with a capital B. Janice Dickinson, was she the brunette, kind of weird? Like, she was the one who would clash with them at first. Like, she was clearly there to start saying like the wildest shit. Is that her? Can't remember that whole business. And it gives me so yeah, weirdly enough, I recommend the documentary. I don't recommend ever meeting Tyra Banks because she seems like just the assiest of holes, and not an apology to be found. It's just like the nature of the business. And I'm sitting here thinking, mama, you are a powerful presence in the world of modeling, right? That's the nature of the beast. Well, you have the power to change the nature of the beast. And then I ask, does it have to be the nature of the beast? That's stupid. That's stupid. You're being stupid. Why? I don't know. Probably if I ever met Tyra Banks and like probably her or her bodyguards or somebody, if I somehow get murdered, now you know why. It's probably Tyra Banks. That would suck. Although I'd actually be a little flattered because I'm like, I got under your skin. Like I said before, somebody who has like just under 100 subscribers on YouTube and like just under 200 followers on Instagram. Not really anybody in the industry. I'm nobody in the industry. I got your attention. Well, you must have been bored. She was a judge and she trashed Plush Size Model. And maybe, yeah, it might be the woman that we're thinking of. That sucks. So yeah, give it a look-see. It's a very interesting documentary. Never thought I would care so much, especially talking about like, you know, it holds some personal standards to people in my family and those I'm closer to, those I love the most. But also it gave me pause. Like, what are these damn beauty standards? I want you to put it in the chat. What do you think about certain beauty standards going on, especially here in the West? Because I gotta say, I'm a bad person to have any type of judgment on anything. Or maybe I'm the best person because my beauty standards are like, basically, if you're cool, therefore, you're hot. Pretty much. I can look at someone like Salma Hayek, who is a buxom, beautiful, doesn't even look like she's in her 50s, approaching her 60s at all. I think she's gorgeous. But then, you know who else I think is gorgeous? Cate Blanchett. People be like, you know, who's Cate Blanchett? You know who Cate Blanchett is. That's Galadriel. That's Galadriel from the realm of Lothlorien. One of the most beautiful presences in all of Middle Earth. But beauty standards nowadays in our particular society are like so. I won't lie. I find the topic of beauty standards completely fascinating, especially when you talk about it culturally, through time, sociologically, and like in the realm of like trend setting. Fascinating stuff. And especially like this heroin chic that came around is so, I don't know, maybe they wanted to try, like, hey, for the longest time in other cultures, if you were bigger, it was a good thing because, you know, the whole childbearing thing, and you're just like a gorgeous woman, and you got the boobins, the boobins milkers, and the booty to give birth and hopefully not die in back in the day, right? People love the bigger women. Maybe got a little more slender, you know. One of the biggest. Who was the biggest beauty influencer back in like in this century? It was like Marilyn Monroe, right? She's probably one of the biggest, and she was a thick woman. But then you had this heroin chic come in, and it's so different. What are your thoughts? I find it fascinating, dumb in some instances, but fascinating. Especially because, like, I'm a fan, like, don't get me wrong, I can appreciate the beauty of what nowadays should be like an Instagram model. So we're like, you know, thin, very thin waist, you know, thick thighs and a booty and some boobies. Usually they're fake. Hey, I don't discriminate. All good. But, like, I'm actually, like, really attracted to, like, the women who have that, what you might call Instagram, fucking Instagram didn't get me cold live. Instagram bodies, but they're also nerds, like cosplayers and stuff. That's my jam. See those people on the internet. Even my fiance is like, that's my jam. Hot, hot. Men do it. Men will cosplay. It's great. Side note, final last words on Netflix is sad but amazing. Is that another documentary series? Is it people saying their last words, or people talking about people saying their last words? Because that does sound amazing and incredibly sad. Anyway, throw it in the comments what you feel about beauty standards. They're so weird, right? Beauty is in the eye of the buttholder. So I will move on, my friends. Going on as we have done our America's topping their models. Let us move on to the next traitor. So we have beautiful America tops its models. Ha ha. No, not on the line, not underline. Nope. There we go. Ha ha. So now we are on to Pedrito Pascal and Gain, who gives a schnight. Predator Badlands. Screw the cultural norms. She be hulking and twerking. Oscars and the hot diggity dogs. Strangest of Things season final. True as wires lay off. Yep. Yes, 2 episodes so far of Eric Dane and Jane Goodall. Ooh. I'd be curious to know. Jane Goodall. Fascinating woman. Be a beautiful thing to go help the gorillas, the apes. I love that. Stuker says, Pedro! Raise your internety hands if you know who Pedro Pascal is. If you love yourself some Pedro Pascal. Yeah, I wish I had lightning. This joke is completely for just my fiance because no one else will know what the hell I'm talking about. Lightning. I'm not the guy. I'm more like Vic. Nothing's happening. Hey, look, it's me. It's me a little bit in the past. That's crazy. That's cool. Pedro. Okay, so we have a little bit of consensus. Beautiful. Pedrito Pascal. Yoink. Look at this here, my friend. Look at this dear man. Handsome bloke. Pedrito Pascal. Well, apparently, the world is on fire, sort of. Not really. That's, I wish that was the only problem plaguing the world as far for it being on fire. It's okay. Your friendly neighborhood Ayoka is here to help. But apparently, Pedrito Pascal is dating someone. And he is dating a man. Now, there's lots of support, a lot of you didn't know, and a lot of screw that guy. A lot of everything, right? A lot of these opinions coming up. I say to it, as much as I love this man, I say to it, who gives a shit? Hello? Anyone? This is meant to be said with the utmost respect. I don't give a... Tis none of my, yours, our business. See? Sister gets it. Well, business is over there anyway. Now, do I think my man, like, people are being like, oh, he's completely gay, he's bi, he's this, he's that? Don't know, again, don't care. My sensibility is, I'm pretty sure my man can love whoever he wants. Clearly he can. Raise your proverbial, put a little hand emoji. If you can just say, even mama, go ahead and take a look at the picture, mama, or look him up. You saw him, you know him. He played Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four movie. I know we saw that together. This is a stupid handsome man. This guy right here. Woohoo! That's Pedro. Handsome señorito, no? Yay! It's just sad because I can't date him now. I know. Apparently broke so many hearts, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what his sexuality is. My man has, his sexuality is Pedro Pascal. He's essentially the Todd, only he's way less, gross than the character, the Todd from Scrubs. But like, Pedro is Pedro. And the one consensus that I am so about, and something that, like, is probably the most important thing, is that, he's a decent human being, right? There's no like crazy kind of things. So that is actually the most important. But I would say for me, something that's under that, but is equally as important as far as for what he represents for the craft, is he is very, very, very good at what he does. Even the people who want to hate him or whatever they say like he was miscast as this or that or and this and this and oh, he's not this because he's this, and oh, how dare you bring a chinga burger. Nope. Can't nobody deny the man can act his ass off. Takes his shit real seriously. If it's true, I can date him. I would be so scared. I'd be so scared to date Pedro. I would try way too hard. I'd be trying, and I'd probably annoy him. I would try way too hard to try. Like, Pedro, like me, sir. But no, it's the weird thing about sexuality and who you choose to love and everything like that. I'm sorry, friends. It's not, for some people, yeah, it's a set thing. For others, it's not. For others, they dabble and then they go back to whatever makes them comfortable. It's true. That's the way of humanity. Sorry. Creator decided to make variety the only truth in life. But yeah, that's what I got. Oh, look. Hey, Andrew Scott. Love this man. Love this man so much. See, sister gets it. He's an amazing actor, and that is indeed all that matters. Yes, he's awesome. And like I said, always comes off as like a fun-loving, playful sweetheart. He did in one, he went to go see something. I forgot what, like I think one of the Star Wars movies or something. He went to go see something and he was like, God, I'm a sassy bitch or something like that. It was funny. And I was like, you know what, my man, maybe you are. Maybe in real life, you're just the sassiest bitch. It's okay. It's okay. We're all little sassy bitches sometimes, aren't we? But no, that's what I wanted to put into the pool, my friends. That's what I wanted to throw in there. Is like, who cares? And maybe you think about it for a little bit. I know what happens for people in the cultures, right? In different cultures and different walks of life, to have a claimant, to have somebody who you feel represents you, as far as for a part of your identity or the whole of your identity, something like that. I know it can be cool to have somebody who's like, they can represent a part of what I am. That's how it goes. You know, a beautiful, you know, like a black actor who a black performer, black athlete or something goes, you can sometimes say that they speak for the culture, right? They put in. For Latinos, does the same thing, right? Indigenous Americans, Asians, like, you know, there's like things that kind of come into the thing about like speaking for a particular thing. If you're part of the LGBTQ, the queer community, it's all there, right? It's all there for somebody to actually like, it's all there for someone to almost give like a face, give a path. I actually kind of understand that. As someone who grew up with a lovely, lovely mosaic of different types of cultures and people, I understand. It gave me a complex growing up because I didn't know who the hell I was, because it was like, I like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but like, who am I? Still haven't figured it out. It's okay. That's the fun of it. But like, I say this with all respect. Who cares? I love that for him. I love that if it's not a thing, if he's just dating. Some people thought he was with Mama Paulson, Miss Paulson. Oh my goodness, Sarah Paulson. Yeah, a lot of times people thought they were dating. They were besties. I know they are besties, right? A lot of them were like, no, that's, if he's daddy, she's mama. And she, too, is an amazing, amazing performer. Vader JS612 says, a person is not just one thing, we're complex. If we weren't, life would be so damn boring, get over it. Any grifter, any hater, any stupid-ass bigot out there, read that comment. Read that comment and chill the fuck out. Stop being a shit ass. I'm tired of people being shit asses. Who here's being the shit ass? Huh? Is it you? Is it you? Huh? Huh? I'll sick hooch on you. And if y'all don't know, hooch is crazy. Anyways, I love that. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised Miss Stuker didn't chime in for the lovely things about Pedrito Pascal. I will give her a chance. In 3, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 2 1/4, 2 8/10, 2 and 0.00213 cosine to the power of 4. 3? Back to 3. 2, 1. Wow, you two are definitely kindred sisters. Just that it's not me. Well, then I tell y'all what, it's the goal. The goal is obviously to somehow make contact with the people who are awesome like this. Sorry, this other person right here, I don't know if you guys can tell who this is. That, my friends, is the lovely... oh, it's Pedro. Oh, yeah, he hurt his shoulder doing, I think, some stunts for either The Last of Us or The Mandalorian. Where are you, sir? Oh, yes, you're in hot water, sir, Mr. Chalamet. Yes, chef. Hey, it's Oppenheimer. No. Don't need fashion forward. We're good. My man right here. I don't know who the... Jonathan Bailey. Hey, it's Fierro. Beautiful. Y'all see that? That's Andrew Scott. My man is an inspiration too. My man's hilarious as Fierro. I love this. I don't know much of his work. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, Mr. Jonathan. Probably catching some, but yes, Andrew Scott. Moriarty. Highly, highly underrated actor. He is amazing. But yes, just beautiful, beautiful people. Love that guy. What do we got? Ditto. I get him Monday through Wednesday, and you can have him Thursday through Sunday. Deal. Andrew Scott is my fave. Yes, he's amazing. What I'm saying is like getting a nice little a Rolodex or a tribe, per the namesake of our production company, Tribe Lotus, Tribe Lotus, a tribe of good people who just want to make beautiful things. That's all. All right, beautiful people, back to home base. We have the awesome Pedrito Pascal. My man drinks cerveza crystals. Now we move on to these last ones, my friends. We have Predator, Badlands, She Be Hokin, and Twerkin, the Oscars. And then we have the strangest of things, the finale. What will it be? What will it be? What will it be? Oh, the mystery of what it will be. Who knows? Who can see? Do I hear the choices being made? Do I feel something that rhymes with made? Do I feel the choices are a fade? Big Sister goes Hulk for a She-Hulk? What do we say, my friends? Does Hulk sound good? I do love me some Hulk. And guess what? Again, spoilers, She-Hulk was actually pretty damn good. Hulk or Oscars? Hulk or Oscars? Do we have a tiebreaker out there, my friends? Hulk or Oscars? Which is funny because that's the name of my father. Let's get together and choose a topic. Bibbidi bam, bibbidi bam bam bam, bibbidi bam 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 bam. So I'm assuming Miss Stuckert says works for me. You were referring to the Hulk, the She-Hulk. Haven't seen it in a while, but I liked it. All right, it sounds like we have something there. Damn it! Stuckert, you're killing me. You are killing me, dear. All right, I'll tell you what. We won't have a choice next time here. What we're gonna do? We're gonna go with Hulk, and then we'll move to the Oscars, and then after that, we'll open it up again. Jesus Christ. You're killing me, Stuckert, here. Hey, Stuckert, you're killing me. All right, so we're going to the lovely She-Hulk. Yay. I'm just gonna like move this over just like right now. You can see the pictures. You ought to be in pictures. Now, why did I choose this topic? Right? Because, well, I don't think this is something that anybody who's watching this stream does. If it's Mama Anna Gonzalez 7714 says, "Who is Stucker?" Look at Minnie's name, Mama, and notice how it says Stuk. Her last name is Tukert, so I just call it Stuckert. Her little handle right there, her little name. Like I said, nobody who's watching right now does this. Anybody who might see this, you maybe do this shit. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's bull crap. It is open-assed bull crap. What it is there's these things on the internet, especially when it comes to media discourse, called grifters. And essentially, these goof asses lie. These shit asses lie to people about properties. They'll put in weird types of politics and weird types of what they call dog whistles or like red flag, whatever the fuck they're called. They put in, basically, they'll lie about a property or kind of bend truths or use something that goes on in a property, especially for media entertainment, especially for something as big as, say, Marvel or Star Wars or let's say like a property like Lord of the Rings, anything like that. And they will make commentary on the thing. They'll lie about it and get everyone pissed off at the thing, creating basically a culture war about like, oh my God, women, the women are trying to take over men's things. Men are in danger. Why are minorities being put into these things when clearly we all love the movies of the 80s and 90s where everybody was white or some crap. It's crap. It basically what it does is it rage baits. I know that's like a whole word that comes on here, but essentially like you watch a thing, it gets you mad, and therefore since people usually like to have a community of like, we're all bitching about the same thing, we're all mad at this thing, the algorithm / the thing on YouTube or what the internet throws at you more is more things that'll get you angry. It's like a drug. It's like a heroin chic. It keeps throwing it at you so you continue engaging with it. Because engagement means time. Time means money for a lot of these things. So, She-Hulk was something that caught a huge brunt of this thing. Because there were people out there who were saying that She-Hulk was like subverting Bruce Banner and, making him look stupid and saying that basically she's better than him in every way because she's a woman and all this other stuff. Liar. You're all the people who said that, you're all a bunch of fucking liars. They are, friends. I'm not even sure they watched the thing. You want to know why? It's because we watched She-Hulk. And you know what it was? It was a crime sitcom with superheroes. Some of them people knew. It was basically a sitcom. Like a fourth wall breaking sitcom. It was a comedy. Does that mean it was like a perfect show? No, by all means. It had some like kind of weird, disjointed episode structures. I'd have to watch it again. It's been like a few months since we finished it. But we watched it pretty straight through. Some choices here and there in the narrative that like I probably would have either liked to get rid of completely or add on to, aka her relationship with Matthew Murdock / Daredevil, which would have been awesome. And there was a lot going on for, I think it was, the show was only, 8 episodes, I think? But yeah, that's par for the course. Just nothing's perfect. I made a whole video. It's right here. Kaboof. Kaboof. Made a whole video right there. Do you see that? Let me move this over just a little bit. You see that? Right there. I asked the question, why does flawed mean worst things ever when it comes to The Last of Us? Flawed doesn't mean it's crazy bad. No, it's just, it's got problems, just like everything. Nope. She is an attorney. She's very smart. She tries to save Bruce because in an accident, like his blood gets into her, she becomes a Hulk. She has to learn how to deal with that. But her journey is not Bruce's, and everybody got all anus hurt because they thought she was being like, I know how to control my stuff better than you do, Bruce. And the whole show kind of shows you that that's not the truth. He's trying to help her because it's his cousin and he loves her. That's it. It's actually quite a fun show. It's like kind of refreshing. There's a whole episode where like she goes into therapy, and that was actually one of the funnest shows. And it was like, there was a little bit of heart in there. Is it disjointed? I can probably understand why some people would think it is. I personally didn't think so, and it wasn't jarring because they really did set up a world where a bunch of different levels of superheroes exist, and she needs a little bit of help to get through some of her stuff, like personally for her own sort of neuroses and stuff like that. It's great. I actually quite enjoyed it. The ending was a little off. Not so much the really big fourth wall break, but like the ending toward like with the big battle and everything like that. It was that was jarring. That one did come out of like really hard left field, but I wasn't mad about it. It's like I think the reason I brought this up, my friends, is because I just wanted to tell you, like, hey, chill. Ooh, winter is coming, and it's going to chill you the F out. Oh, chill. Let yourself relax. And granted, I know why they do it. It's because the people who lie like that online, they get paid for it. That's why it's a grift. It's not hard. But like, just like I said in my video over there in the disaster, it's like I'm more talking to the people who fall for that stuff and let themselves get pissed and say all these stupid things that aren't even true. It's ridiculous. Mama Anna Gonzalez says, is it a series? What channel? It's on Disney Plus. It is, yeah, Mama, it's a series. It's under the Marvel banner in Disney. It's a show. It's like a TV show. Like 30, like 20, 25-minute episodes, something like that. Like a sitcom. It really is like a sitcom. Yeah, and will I lie? My favorite part in the show is actually her relationship with Matthew Murdock, aka Daredevil. They have beautiful chemistry. I hope he comes back. It's literally, yeah, it's like a law comedy sitcom also dealing with like her life as just a woman, essentially trying to like make it about town. She's trying to do right for like her occupation and stuff because she's a good lawyer and she wants to do well. But also she's like looking for someone to settle down with. Like, you know, it's the comedic trope of like a woman just about town trying to do her best. But she wants to like have somebody to connect with, somebody to come home to. She's looking for love. Getting paid to start crap. You mean Jerry could be making more money? Oh boy. Yeah. If Jerry wanted to start spouting off some weird red pill, like goof ass grifter shit, go ahead. Just like, hey, if you want, sister and Baboso, go ahead and go on YouTube and type in like grifters. And you'll see. As long as you can really promote outrage and all of your videos start getting tons and tons of views, and people start getting pissed at your stuff because they want to be pissed and think that women and minorities are the problems or for all the people and stuff. Yeah, you could actually make a lot of money if you actually catch on. And yes, Mama, it's a fun show. It's actually pretty funny. Yeah, people get mad because one of her clients is Megan Thee Stallion. She's an actual like pop star, and she's dancing with her. She twerks. So? So? She twerks. Like she has more faculties because of just the fact that she's a different type of Hulk. She's not the original Bruce. She's not Bruce's original Hulk, which is who is like angry, almost like a feral and more beast. Like she has more of her mental faculties when unless she gets really, really mad, then she starts losing a little bit more of her reason. But since the dawn of the actual comic book, from what we understand, she has always had more mental faculties than Bruce because she's a different kind of Hulk. That is actually a thing that is canon to the comic books. There are different types of Hulks. But yeah, she's a woman. And like, you know, it's always the thing of like the dangers that women face in a certain respect as far as for like nightlife. She gets fetishized. Like she tries to like date someone, but he only likes her when she's Hulk. It's kind of sad. She gets used. And the reason why, you know, everybody loves themselves some Matt Murdock, at least in the show. I know he's a bit more of a player in the comic books from what I understand, but Daredevil like shows her respect, really loves her or likes her, and like they match each other intellectually. It's fun. Everyone needs to chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. You're making my elbows and my inner balls itch with all your bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Yes, Mom, I think you will like it. It's fun. There might be some, you know, there might be some kind of like things in there that you might not understand because it's also, a show is for people who actually know the comics as well. But like most of the time, I'd say most of the time, you'll be able to understand what's going on with the other characters that you meet and the situation. It's just, is there. And our lovely boy Manny from Abbott Elementary is in the show. I love that. So that's my wisdom, and I'm sticking to it. Got to finish Daredevil, the new one. Big Sister says, yeah, Born Again, pretty good. Not a bad show. Weird ending. Wasn't completely happy with what they did with the initial antagonist. I believe my man's name is the Muse. Because I looked up that character as far as like the comics. He's way more of a problem, and it would have been fun to see them explore that inside the show a little bit more. But it's okay. But yeah, always a pleasure when Daredevil and the Punisher get together. Two very conflicting ideologies. Can't wait for Spider-Man Back to School. Spider-Man Back from Home, Spider-Man Beans and Rice. I freaking forgot the name. Spider-Man Becoming a Spider. Directed by David Cronenberg. Oh, that would be terrible. Terrible. Nightmare fuel. Tom Holland turning into a spider. But that's my wisdom and I'm sticking to it. Spider-Man all the way home. I'm going all the way home. I'm in the door and I locked it. Spider-Man all the way home. Yeah. Oh, Spider-Man Homeward Bound, where you think he's gonna die because he fell into a shaft, and then he comes over and he was like, "My name is Shadow. It's so good to see everyone." So the whole movie, Spider-Man Home is where the heart is. The whole movie, he's like on a trip and he's just like, God, I'm homesick. No fights, no nothing. He's at like a diner, he goes to like the woods. I don't know. You got Shadow, Sassy, and Chance. Here at home, we basically have those. We have our kitty and our two doggies, and Chance is a little pitty. So that's my wisdom for She-Hulk, friends. Check it out, because I did quite enjoy it. Is it without its problems? No. But it was fun. And, like, seriously, things can just be fun. They don't got to be perfect. Nothing is. My God, man. You guys. All right. So if I remember correctly, let me go ahead and scroll up which one it was before. Ah, yes. The Oscars. Click. Oscars, Oscars. Is this the music that they use to show people? So y'all are probably wondering, like, what is this? What is this Oscar stuff you're talking about? Well, they're coming up soon, right? If they didn't already pass. I always could have, you know what? Man, it goes to show you how much I have not been paying attention to this beautiful thing called the Academy Awards. But I could have swore that they were usually always in February. Can't remember. But I initially brought this up because March? Okay, so sometime this month. Okay. I brought this up because, well, the conversation kind of the big part of the conversation kind of started when I think during the Critics' Choice or the Golden Globes, one of those. Something it was during the Best Actor category. This is where I kind of caught wind of it first. And a lot of people were expecting, because of the craziness that was Sinners, a lot of people were really kind of shooting for Michael B. Jordan. Most of y'all might know Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger from Black Panther. It's this Sunday. Oh, I will not be watching. I will tell you why in a second. I don't know some of the other nominees. There's no disrespect, but it's just like it's hard to keep up sometimes with all the things, especially with all the stuff that we're trying to do and making our own stuff and what have you. But during one of the festivals, also named inside the thing was Timothée Chalamet. If y'all don't know him, go ahead and look him up. He did a movie called Marty Supreme, about a ping pong champion, like a really obsessed ping pong champion. Haven't seen the movie. I saw Sinners, haven't seen Marty Supreme, so I'm not talking about like the level of performance that either of them gave. Excuse me. I can speak. Yeah, Wonka. That's right, sis. He's Wonka in the new. He's not the OG. No, he's not Gene Wilder. Ain't nobody Gene Wilder. But yeah, he's the new Wonka. A lot of people were really thinking that, like, okay, this definitely has to go to Michael B. Jordan. And so when they opened the envelope and when they announced that it's Timothy Chalamet who won Best Actor for this category, a lot of people were disappointed. Don't know if they were necessarily up in arms, but they were disappointed. It had a whole kind of backlash about like whether it's like, damn it, is it a cultural thing? Does a movie like Sinners not merit? Does a movie like Sinners not merit the respect that it probably does? Was Marty Supreme that good? Like it was, they were basing it off of like whether it is potentially a race thing, whether it is a bias toward certain types of movies and certain types of performances and the types of categories that those things come toward. Whew, so much cat hair in this room. I can't stop the cat hair. Anyway, but that whole business kind of came to like it was really on the internet for a hot minute. And it really sort of crystallized for me that I'm not really how she's bald? Who's bald? Oh, DeFifi? I mean, not always. Maybe some of her hair when she was maybe some of her hair when she was before she got shaved all bald. Still around. As much as we vacuum and stuff, it's hard to get everywhere. Maybe on like the jacket and what have you. I haven't been like a big watcher of the award shows, really. Like if I'm being sincere, it's like, the odds are I'll never even be invited to one of these things. It'll be hard. And I don't have a problem with that. And I'm not even trying to take away from those who do and those who are really making an impact. Their work's getting recognized, hopefully. Not every academy or organization, hopefully, is being shifty, but that's what it was. I learned a little bit about the history of the Academy Awards, especially here. Very different than, say, when you go to Britain or the different types of things that go into the Golden Globes, People's Choice, Critics' Choice. Even like, if you're doing the theater, the Tonys, all that stuff. But like specifically for like the history of the Academy Awards was like, it's so it's gross and political and absolutely biased. And you got to remember that this thing has been going on since like the 50s, if not before, if I'm not mistaken. And America wasn't in the best place when it came to race relations in the 50s and even before that. But it is very much like sometimes it's like fake virtue signaling. It's biased toward very specific types of films that you can see, what gets nominated, who has the money to sort of campaign so movies can. That's what it is. It's almost it's politics. It has nothing to do with the merit or influence of a film. It's politics. It's almost like a political running when a politician gets money to like put ads on there and then go speak at places and rally around people so they can get attention. That's what the Academy Awards are, apparently. I used to really be about like, I used to have it in my head when I was a much younger performer. And I was like, I'm going to be on James Lipton. He's going to talk about all the awards I got. He's going to be like, how did it feel to work with Robert De Niro and Javier Bardem and Meryl Streep and Philip Seymour Hoffman at the same time? And I'll be like, oh man, what a crazy experience. Like, they're just some of the greatest to do it. And I just really thought I had to be on my A. Like, I had interviews with myself. With myself. How crazy is that? But really thought that my value as a performer was going to be like you know, it's like a popularity contest. Like your value is only as much as the accolades that you get. But then when you find out that the accolades are on shifty ass, shit ass, goof ass ground, I stopped caring. Like sometimes I watch like the opener, like Conan O'Brien hosted. Like anytime it's like a funny thing, like that's kind of cool. Like the show is okay, I guess, but like as far as for the accolades, and I come back to the whole thing with Timothy Chalamet and Michael B. Jordan because, like I said, I haven't seen the two performances, but like, I'm sure Timothy gave a great performance. I'm positive of it, and I know what. And my limited knowledge of what happened for the making of Sinners is technically Michael B. Jordan played 3 different characters. And he had to use and they had to develop very kind of interesting and specific technology to pull off the fact that he played identical twins. Technology that hadn't been used in this way before. Even something as simple as the scene where they pass off a cigarette to each other was like very weird. He had to wear this crazy kind of like this body headpiece that had that had cameras all around it so they can capture all of his stuff. He had to act against that. So it's like, Big Sister says you have a Fosker. Don't need no stinking Oscar. A Fosker? Father Oscar? You'll make it one day. I'm wearing sneakers with my gown so I can chase after my favorite stars. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to get real far with all the security coming in. And you're like, and then security can go. But maybe, who knows? Maybe he'll love that. Maybe he'll love to get a hug. Which might happen because he'll have a margarita with bubbies, and then Big Sister, you'll bake for him, and he'll love that. He'll probably bake with you. Shit. Mama Anna says he is hosting. Haven't seen the Oscars in years. Who's hosting, Mama Anna? Is it Conan O'Brien again? But yeah, that's what I was like. That was like the whole meaning of it. Like, I don't. When you hear about the politics and when you hear about like just the weirdness that we give to people and celebrity and stuff like that. And I know right now Timothy Chalamet's in hot water because he said some goof ass shit about ballet and how nobody cares about this and he don't want to do ballet or radio or something like that. He just said some really goofy ass shit. Like, I'm like, dude, come on, man. I know you're young and you're really trying to get your awards or something, but you don't have to pop off and say something stupid that like ballet isn't like profitable or nobody wants to see it. Like, put some respect on the game of something that. Ballet, man. Ballet dancers, nothing but mad respect for those people. But like, I don't know, like I would much rather, I thought about this. Most of you probably know who Kevin Smith is. If not, we can always share. But like, I would much rather live like that, where it's like an indie yet industry adjacent filmmaker and performer and stuff, of just people who recognize what we're doing on the outside, on the onset, and like make awesome things and have a good time doing it. Like, I love that model. That's what I want Tribe Lotus to be, which I'll plug at the end. But that's what I want to do. Easy. Like, if it's impactful, if it's anything, like, that's fine. But like, yeah, especially when it comes to just like the politics like that, like, nah, I don't want to play that game. And maybe it means I'll never have a career at all ever, and I'll be blacklisted and nobody will give a shit about what I do. But no, if I just have those niche bit of fans that make it easy for myself and everybody who works with us to like make a living, and they're compensated well for their time and their energy, their blood, sweat, and tears that goes into creating some of this stuff, like, I would, yep. Let's do that. It was weird. Like, yeah, it was just, I wanted to bring that because it was such an interesting conversation that got brought up. And, there's a whole topic to be had about how, like, general masses see celebrities anyway, it's weird. It's so weird. Like, people do forget that they're people. And we take so much weird, like, this is why you get celebrity endorsements and, you know, your numbers shoot up and stuff like that. People get weird about this kind of thing. And it's so strange. But also it's strange when the celebrities start to believe their own importance. It's like, I know you worked hard, you know, if they've actually made impactful things and they've done all kinds of beautiful things in the arts, but like, you know, some of them will tell you, like, you know, with all the cheers and the money and the fandom, like everything, you really do start feeling something close to like a god, a demigod, a god of some kind. Like, you really do start feeling some type of way about yourself, and you think you are that important. And I had a real serious conversation with myself one time, and I was like, could I have made it if I had gotten as famous as I wanted to when I was younger, like in my mid-20s? And my honest answer for that, my friends, was abso-fucking-lutely not. I would have screwed myself over. I would have gotten screwed by some. I would have probably really believed my own hype as much as like people would have been. I know my family, certain members of my family would have been there to cut me down, but I would have just lost. I would have lost the plot, and I think I would have made some huge mistakes. Maybe not believing in my own goddom, but I probably just would have made a lot of mistakes and probably been in a much darker place, given how the whole sphere of celebrity and power like that can really mess with your mind. I don't know if I would have been able to do that. So there's that topic, my friends. We marked off 2 of them. But yeah, so how do y'all feel about celebrities? It's weird, right? Like, the whole kind of culture toward it is weird. We gotta underline this. Nope, underline. Why am I doing that? And then we gotta go. We gotta streak. Yeah. So our last little things, my friends, are we got Stranger Things, Predator, Stranger Things, Predator. Where are we going? Where are we going? Bing bong 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 bing bong 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 bing. But boom. Or these are our last 2. Predator. Yeah. That's cool. We can go Predator and then we'll end on Stranger Things. Is that cool? Also, Steph said, I gave you a Foscar, fake Oscar. Hey, wasn't a fake Oscar. That award for mine and Allison's work meant a lot to us. We still have them. If I ever did win like an accolade like that, Golden Globe, Oscar, Critics' Choice, BAFTA, whatever, they would be right next to it. It would mean just as much, if not more. All right, the consensus is Predator. And then we'll move on to Stranger Danger Things. Cool. Alrighty then. All right, so a new Predator movie just came out, my friends, and it is Predator Badlands. What a fun movie. Is it rated R? No. Is it like violent like the original 2? No. Nope. It's not. It's fun though. And I would say it was just such an because it was fun, it was an engaging story. I've always been a proponent since like I was little. I've always been a proponent where I want to see the Predator be the, So We're gonna call them the Predators, but the canon term for them, the name of their alien species is called the Yautja. But I will forever be referred to them as the Predators because that's just awesome. But yes, they are called the Yautja. Fun freaking film. Predator with no violence? What? Well, let's be clear. No human violence, so therefore no blood and dismemberment and guts and everything. But it's violence because there is a Predator movie, but there's no human violence because technically there's no humans in the movie. Does that pique your curiosity? Should. Yeah, technically there's no humans in the movie. But yes, there is violence, and you do see very much Kapla. Yeah. My guy right there. That's Dek. That's the Predator's name. This Predator, a young Predator, but also known as Wolf. Wolf. Dek, but he is Wolf. Wolf. My mama, I love just they friendly? The slang of that is beautiful. They friendly? The predator species aren't friendly, but they do adhere to a code of honor. Some of them don't give a shit. This is the beautiful thing about the Predator, and I haven't seen the other property. It's like Predator Killer of Killers or something. It's like an animated movie or show. I have to watch that one still. But in the new Predator lore, for those who don't know, they have really expanded on the Predator sort of. They have expanded on the Predator lore and mythos and dug deeper into the culture of predators. And there's different types of predators that like inhabit their planet. The first two that you know from Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover in crazy Colombian, Jamaican, crime-ridden Los Angeles, those were technically known as the Jungle Hunters. Dek, my predator, my guy right here, Wolf. He is essentially a desert hunter predator. Different regions, but then there's also like different types of species of predators that like try to amp themselves up. I guess like they modify their bodies a little bit. Some predators don't give a damn about the code of honor, and they just kill whatever they want or whoever they want. They're dishonorable. They're just loyal and stuff like that. Mom's very predator of the Candylands. Yeah, he's just the predator is like, want some candy? No, seriously, I got candy. I don't know why he sounds like a freaking crackhead. You want some candy? So a code of honor is mixed with them. So is he nice? I would say watch the movie. It's on Hulu. It's free. It's so much fun. But the thing is about the predators being nice is like a code of honor, but he essentially, I don't know if y'all see right there, Miss Elle Fanning. Remember what I said about there not being humans? She's technically the androids, the cyborgs from Alien. She's the ones that, you guys remember the ones that spit milk? That's her. I forgot what that's the synths. That is what they're called, the synths. The whole thing is like he essentially sees her as a tool. That's the only reason he doesn't like end her. Just kind of see her or leaves her to die type deal. Like he's using her as a tool. But hey, in the movie, character growth, because also the whole thing is like Dek is trying to basically prove himself worthy for one, the respect of his clan, but also two, the respect of his father, who is the chieftain of their clan and who's a major, major asshole. Especially because he treats Deck as like he essentially wants his son to die. His own father wants him to die because technically he's a runt. Which is saying something because, like, even as a runt, Deck is still standing at like 6'4". Like, probably pushing like 290 pounds. He's a predator. He's a Yautja. But like, obviously you can tell the difference between like him and his brother and his father. Like, they're big. They're the original predator size. They're tall and they're, massive and hyper skilled. And the movie was just such fun to finally see, taking away the human component, which I never had a problem. And Mom, to answer your question, like, so Arnold, no, he's not in these, unfortunately. I think I wonder if he makes a cameo in some of the other ones. And I loved Prey, if y'all remember that one. Prey was such a good movie where the predator is hunting, or it's set in the times of the colonial times. So the predator is essentially going head to toe with a Comanche warrior, a woman who is a Comanche warrior trying to prove herself, and she faces against a predator. So fucking cool. I've always wanted to have a predator at the forefront of the stories, and that's what we got. We dive deeper into the lore. So much really cool. The music is so sound. The environments are really, really kind of well thought out and done. Like, it was almost kind of like a mix of going into like an alien or science fiction fantasy world in a video game, but they put it in a real life scenario where literally he goes to this planet to try and prove himself, to take on like this really big monster to try and prove himself. But the whole planet is like a deadly, everything's trying to kill you there. And everything tries to kill him. And then the story ensues. Brilliant. So much fun. Do I mildly understand the criticisms of people saying that it is watered down? Yeah, kind of. I do. Because it is. It's not insanely, it's not violent. I know it has something to do with the rating systems where, like, if you show a person getting disemboweled, that's an automatic like R rating for your movie. But if it's like, a monster or something that is like resembling a human but not really, then you can lower it down to like PG-13 or whatever. But like, it does have like a buddy, not a buddy comedy. It's like a buddy adventure nature to it, with a predator and a synth originating from the movie Alien. Like, cool. And it was fun to see a deep dive into the lore. It was especially fun for me because I played some Predator video games, but it's especially fun to see like a Predator really be able to go all out and like showcase skills, because Deck is my man, my wolf man right there. My man is a skilled warrior, and it's really cool to see what they can do, like with his particular strength and his he has to be smart. He has to use all his cool weapons and stuff like that. Makeshift. It's fun. And digs into what I think is a really cool lore for potentially my favorite creature ever put to screen. Just saying. It is a good time at the movies, and it's definitely a popcorn movie. It went away from where like the first two were like action horror. This is more like action buddy adventure with like a little bit of like, there's not much horror elements. It's more like an adventure / coming of age story, weirdly enough, but it's so good and so much fun. And like, there's a little bit of heart in it too, with like family things, which is kind of cool for both the initial characters. Like, I love that. It was just pretty much like, yeah, watered down, Disneyfied, whatever the hell you want to say, kind of bullshit, but fun and engaging, and like just taking the Predator and putting it into like the more action adventure as opposed to like action horror. Let's see. Steph, we will watch it. Awesome. I think you'll like it. Can you watch it as a standalone movie? Absolutely. Especially if I'm talking to you, sister, and you, mama. I know damn well I've watched Predator enough that you all know what it's relatively about. You know. And especially if you remember some of the things about Alien, that helps a little bit. Prey was really good. Stuker says Prey is her fave. Prey was good. Like I said, my only real complaint was like I wasn't the biggest fan of the Predator design. I really like and I even had like if I'm going to get a little deeper into some nitpicky things, I think they mixed. He had I think the character for the Predator had like a mix of CG and prosthetic, and they used CG to kind of gesticulate his mandibles and his, because the Predators talk in this film. They have a language. And it's very obviously specific to how, a creature like that would talk. So there's a lot of clicks and his teeth chatter and everything like that. And he has like a deep gravelly voice, obviously, because it's the Predators, the roars. There were some times where it looked just a little more cartoony. I would have loved to have seen it like if they can do it more practically, but that's a minor nitpick. It's like it didn't even faze me couple minutes into the film. And like I said, like I am if I can say there's one thing, like I am a purist when it comes to the original Predator design. I just love the way that looks, and he's always like textured and like environmental, sort of the effects of environmental, like with the sweat and all those things that kind of make him look a little more lively and meaty. Not that Deck looks terrible. He really doesn't. I probably would have liked to have seen a little more. I would have really, not more, but I would have really dug to have like seen more, a little bit of the original Mr. Kevin Peter Hall, the man who originally played the Predator, where he had like really specific movements because of how tall he was and everything. And I know because Deck is smaller, but to kind of have like that kind of weight behind, maybe something just a little more explored inside there. Not much, because the actor who did him does a great job, especially when it comes to like you kind of feel emotionally for a Predator. Isn't that insane? That's crazy. But those are minor nitpicks. Maybe with like a few certain pacing things, maybe, but not much. I don't think so. That might have just been bullcrap. But just fun, a good time. Steph says, Big Sister says, I've never seen an Alien movie, not one. That's why I asked. Oh, really? You've never even seen the original Alien? Like with Sigourney Weaver, the horror movie? Oh. I recommend. But no. You'll get the gist. They explain it. It's one of those things where it enhances the experience if you know. That's all properties. That's a lot of properties nowadays. Like, if you go into Marvel fresh and you just watch Infinity War or Endgame, you might be entertained, but you're gonna be lost. And a lot of the references made inside are gonna be like, what? What does that mean? Whereas everything else, it's a good movie, it stands alone, but like everything, the information around it, even the information from like comic books and stuff surrounding it are like, it enhances the experience, but it doesn't take, if it's not there, it doesn't take away from anything. And that one goes in. But recommend it. I think, and especially like I think even like since Bob also is a horror movie fan, the first Alien, not James Cameron Aliens, not plural. Alien is just a fantastic horror film, a sci-fi horror film. Aliens is a beautiful action movie with some horror elements. That's where you first meet the Queen alien. That's how it talks. But yeah, highly recommend Predator Badlands. Highly recommend. Such a fun time. Hell, if I ever got a tattoo, I might just get like a little thing. And it says like your tribe and the wolf. You'll know what that means. I give Predator Badlands 8.5 wolves out of 10. If you know, you know. Predator. Ha. And that leaves our last one, friends. Predator. Kablam. Hey, look. Is that Vecna? Oh, y'all can't see Vecna. There he is. Oh no, that's it's Vecna. Yay! A little bit of Stranger Things. I don't remember. So, have anybody? I know. Lovely Stuker just loves the opening to Stranger Things. Brilliant. I actually did. Yeah, it's a great. Talk about 80s. For some reason, like that, everything about the Stranger Things opening really gives itself to like the 80s. Beautiful. So why did I bring up Stranger Things? Well, because specifically, my review of the show will be very short. If anybody out there wants a longer review from your friendly neighborhood Heyoka, your lovely gesticulating, juxtapositioning jester of gesturing, I could do that because myself and my fiancée, we binged watch pretty much all of Stranger Things through the holidays, like because I had never seen a single full episode prior to like this last December. Overall, did I like the show? Yep, I did. And hey, hot, blue, potentially white hot take. A lot of people say that season 3 was like the start of the downfall of Stranger Things. I actually really enjoyed season 3 of Stranger Things. It was completely tonally different from the first 2 seasons. It was, but I liked it so much that I was like, wow, if this was the tone of the other 2 seasons, it would have just been like a fun mystery comedy sci-fi adventure, like like Goonies, but a little more just tongue in cheek and silly. That would have been awesome. I was okay with that. Season 4 was cool because you are introduced to Justice for Pitley. Ah man, I would love to go into like what goes on with Billy, my friends. Like, but Billy is an interesting character. I think he deserved to not die, maybe until way later. Sorry, spoilers for anybody who hadn't seen it. I get why they did, but you know, the last season of Stranger Things. I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to put it out there on the internets of another potentially white hot take that we found during our watching of such the things. Has anybody here seen Stranger Things? Obviously, I know Stuckert has. How about my sister, my brother? I don't know if my mom, maybe Mama, if you've seen Stranger Things, that's great. But I have a blue hot take on this. And it is specifically during the time when my guy right here, you see my boy right there? That's Will. Right there. Do you see him? Do you see him? Do you see him? Right there. Will. There is a lovely and quite interesting scene where my man, post the final sort of battle with the technically 2 big baddies of the show, Vecna and the Mind Flayer. The Mind Flayer. Vecna and the Mind Flayer. He should have been called not Mind Flayer, the Mind Flayer. So Vecna and the Mind Flayer are the last ones. And post the battle, my guy right here comes out to his family and friends and some strangers, hence Stranger Things. No, I'm kidding. But he comes out. Principally because it has been hinted at that my man has been different. But you're not done with the last few episodes. Don't worry, I won't spoil nothing. At least I'll try not to in this particular one. He comes out to his family and his friends and some strangers prior to the battle. This caused a nice little stir inside internet lands, media discourse, and granted, there's a significant problems and huge booty cracks in the story and the execution of the final season. Best of my current knowledge, in my view, that wasn't one of them. That's my blue hot take. A lot of people are saying it came out of nowhere. Why did he tell it all this and all that? My reasoning for this is why I think it was not out of nowhere. And with the caveat of saying maybe it could have been put somewhere else in the timeline of the show during like maybe the scene moved to one place or another, or maybe highly before. But I'm being a little generous to that. The reason I think it wasn't so out of place and why everybody needed to kind of be there for the most part is because I felt that my boy Will, who has been through some crazy damage the entirety of the show, who has experienced the upside down and the capabilities of the big baddie throughout all the show in probably the most unique way, right next to maybe 11, and even then I don't think so. But my man has had a very unique experience with everything going on inside the Pupside Down. Oh, the Pupside Down. Can you imagine a bunch of puppies inside the Upside Down? They're not mean or nothing. They're just little puppies. Or the little demi dogs are actually nice and they just want to play. Hey, our boy Dustin, he actually trains one by giving him baby Ruths. Ruth, baby, Ruth. Anyway, okay. So I read this beautiful moment, which was, let me put it all to you out there real good. Let me put it out to you real solid. As far as for the nature of a scene of somebody just the pure circumstance alone of coming out based off of your sexuality and how scary a moment that can be and how cathartic it can be if your family shows you love during that time, if your friends show you love during that time, but you are still terrified of that particular thing. It was beautiful. Brought big ass booty tears. The tears come from my booty to my eyes. Pink eye for a week. No, but just it was tear inducing. Beautiful, lovely work. Why I didn't see it as unnecessary is because I have a feeling my man was being strategic, and also that fear didn't just carry around to being like accepted by his friends and family and stuff. This was a young man in his like mid-late teens coming out in the middle of the 80s. Scary time to do that. But also, we're dealing with a creature who knows how to go into the minds of anybody and use what that person either fears, gets mad at, just knows how to manipulate the cracks in your psyche. That is essentially the power of Vecna and the Mernfleur. I took it as my guy Will was trying to cover his bases. And it solidified with me when my lovely Fonser asked me a question. And I was like, good question. here's what I can come up with, and why I think the moment had way more weight than they might have allowed it to. And it's just from what I caught from the actual execution of it, is because my man Will is tied to the same kind of psychic kind of abilities and telekinetic and all kinds of things, the hive mind essentially to these creatures. And my fiance asked, what was Vecna gonna do? To which I responded with two schools of thought. One is absolutely Vecna, we're at war with, we don't know the full extent of Vecna's power. They probably didn't know. Granted, I understand that the execution full of holes and booty cracks. I understand. But they got to play up the stakes. Writers got to play up the stakes. They do not know how deep Vecna's power can go in manipulation and hallucination, using every bit of weakness to implant a vision in your head that can slow you down, distract you, kind of make you, weaken yourself in many forms. My man is like, that's one of his powers, is what he does. He's evil like that. Evil son of a bitch, killing poor cheerleaders and stuff. Damn. Jackass. Freaking jackass. So, yeah, my man Will was being extra cautious and just probably wanted to leave nothing surprising on the table. Hence, he came out, even to strangers. Do I think it would have been like kind of funny and a little more endearing if the people who were like, oh, he's gay? Oh, okay, whatever. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad he's okay. Like, sure, not to punctuate, not to take away from anything, but to punctuate the joke of like, hey, I'm a stranger. I just met this kid. I don't mind wherever his orientation is. Who cares? We have really big fish to fry, and he's going to essentially destroy the world. But Dan, my second answer to that whole thing, when she was like, what is Vecna going to do? And the part that actually chilled me the most was, we don't know. And that's the chilling part. Like, what was Vecna gonna do? I don't know what Vecna could do. And that is the part where you just take the bullets out of his gun. William felt that was absolutely like a bullet he could probably use to him. And like I said, he's had a very special relationship with all the shenanigans going on in the Upside Down and stuff. Very weird, very unique amongst all the main characters. So I really saw it as like, yeah, certain, maybe the timing and the pacing and the execution or the placement of the particular scene could have been different, the sort of blocking and setup of it could have been different. I can contest to that, but the reasons absolutely are essential and necessary, especially in the realm narratively and given the stakes and the nervousness and the action, like the preparation to do battle with this creature, this person who gave his essentially his psyche to a cosmic, what might be eldritch, but basically very ancient evil creature. A lot of people say Lovecraftian. If you guys don't know Lovecraftian, it was like, think like the most popular author of cosmic horror, like things out in the universe that are just beyond explanation. That's what this mind flayer is. And they're about to go fight this thing and try to kill it. Makes perfect sense to me why you would want to just, I have this thing that I want to tell everybody because it's scary. I don't want to lose my friends and family over this thing. Here you go. Everybody okay? And beautiful enough, everybody is. We move on to the battle and everything like that. That's my $2.85 on that topic because I thought it was actually quite beautiful. A beautiful thing inside of a very interesting, as much as like a bit of a fumble of a story. Also, as much, even though the last final episodes are like, over 2 hours long each, still enjoyable. Emotional payoffs were pretty good. Nowhere near, a lot of people would be like, is this the Game of Thrones? Is this like the most anticipated ending since Game of Thrones? And then they fucked it up. Like, no, again, chill the F out. Nowhere near as fumbled as Game of Thrones. No. Do I think they could have used a good amount of more episodes? Absolutely. The echoes through the hall are while they were even filming the season, they weren't done with the scripts, which I know is like, oh man, that's a scary way to go about doing one of the most successful franchise that Netflix has. I also know it's a lot of pressure, but also like, hey, why not take a few more months, get like some extra solid writers in the room and just really crank out a story. But hey, I never worked in the big time. I never did it. See, never worked in the big offices. I've only ever worked in my tiny little office. Basically, it's a void full of blackness and confusion over here. Yep. But yeah, but absolutely, especially if you're a completionist, finish Stranger Things with all the sort of messiness and whatever lack of care was taken. Still a very fun, enjoyable thing. It's fun to see like where it's fun to see like where the story ends. It's always fun to see like where the story ends up, where your favorite characters might end up. Vader JS Big Sis says, I was sad when Bob died. Oh yeah, that's one of the saddest freaking deaths. I think unnecessary. Just like Billy, just like Eddie. It's okay. I'm okay. Sam is fine. Samwise Gamgee is fine. But yes, Bob's that one was tough. I was like, my poor guy. He's trying to do his best in this world where he has no idea technically what's going on. But yeah, that's where that ends, my friends. And I did enjoy it. I did quite enjoy it, and I understand why it was a cultural phenomenon. I did happen to see it again way later. So I knew about some of the deaths, and I knew about like, the mystery wasn't fully there for me. Like as far as for what are demigorgons, what are demibats and everything. But other stuff, like, yeah, I didn't understand the extent, or I had weird pieces, and then to finally get the full puzzle to put these pieces in was like, oh, okay, cool. And yes, the intrigue and the cast were obviously like the best parts of the show. That just brought a very interesting and fun coming of age sci-fi mystery to life. It's good. It's good times. Friends, I think that kicks all, that's my love, my friends and loved one, that kicks all the asses of each of the topics. Whoopah. Su propio whoopas. Yeah, that's it. If there's any final imparting thoughts, I will bid everybody adieu. That way they can get some rest inside the night time. Oh, is that when they first meet Max, the Ghostbuster episode, reminding you of me? Yeah, they had their own little proton packs and everything. The 80s nostalgia, I know it's another interesting sort of social scientific topic about the nature of nostalgia, but like, I understand where like, I know a lot of people blame Stranger Things for the nostalgia baiting that goes on now. Maybe also Adam Sandler. I know he was probably in that conversation too. But like nostalgia has its place in particular, like has its place in particular for like the popular culture. It's such a strange and interesting phenomenon that happens. But I will say in Stranger Things, it didn't necessarily feel out of place. It wasn't trying to bait you for nostalgia's purposes. It was like, it made sense because we were taking place in the 80s. These kids love the fandoms of the 80s. Star Wars, Ghostbusters. I don't remember if during the time Back to the Future had come out. But yeah, they loved the movies. So yeah. All right, my friends, that's everything that we have for tonight. If you would like to support the channel, tell everybody out there to subscribe to the channel. And I guess if I want to go live on Insta, son of a bitch, tell people to follow me on Instagram. If you would like to donate to the channel, just go ahead and hit the description. They got like I have little donation boxes in there. If you want to just donate a little something to help your friendly neighborhood Heyoka keep doing what he's doing for you. I'll do more of these bad boys. If we got some streaming ideas coming up. And yeah, that's everything, I think. If you have any parting words to everybody coming in. But I love that I got to entertain you for 2.5 hours. If not, the words that we go by is, hey, everybody. Good night, everyone. Peace is the default. Damn near everything is nuanced. And please just be excellent to each other. Right? All right, y'all. I think that is a see you later. I'm on fire, a man's rare fire, and that's what's bothering me. Oh, I won't, hopefully don't get copyrighted claim.